3, 2. Sup, y'all? We live again. Slightly embarrassing. I didn't know I was going to run this tonight. So I promised up and down that I would have an overlay done for tonight. I don't have a fucking overlay. Although, I'm starting to wonder if there might actually be wisdom in not having one, since this is a West Marches game with like a rotating cast. That's going to be a bitch to have to reset every fucking time. And speaking of a rotating cast, we finally cajoled John Sword into joining us tonight. Say hi, Fred. Okay, don't make me a liar. Fuck you, too. Anyway, thank you for joining us. You will find your dog unharmed under the big tree in the park after the session.
Mario cut out?
Mine did too. Hang on.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Seems
Did
like
no
it-
one hear anything?
No.
Well, the stream heard. The stream heard, and that is what mattered. It was just me farting around. So anyway, let us
I
do
think
the
I was
thing.
just getting gassed up, and then I couldn't hear it.
Like, did I just go deaf? Like,
Yeah,
what
like,
happened? Deaf? Like, what?
Like I just heard a high-pitched whining sound.
Yeah.
J2123, how's it going, friend? So I was actually really happy that I remembered to like close the Twitch and we didn't have like some redundant audio echo. And I was like, yes, finally we start without problems. And fucking Discord was like, hold my beer.
Yeah, Discord just decided to do an error none of us have ever seen.
Yeah. Like I was just hearing like the loudest, like high-pitched noise. I couldn't hear anything that was being said.
This headset that I just bought, like, fucking die on me.
I know.
Yeah, I was like, oh, good.
Yeah, after
Everything's broken.
32 days of not charging it, Cal, if I died, man. What a thunk.
Hey, man, this thing's still at 60%. Insane.
All right, so a bit of an introduction. Fred here is our friend by way of Amai. He was in the very first session of the KYMETRA West Marches, and he declined to join us for the second, so finally we got him back. I'm super happy about it.
Yeah. Me too.
All right, so without further ado, let's talk about what happened last time.
I cut out early, so I'm not fully aware how things ended.
I talked to a bird.
And what did the bird tell you? Or more importantly, what did you say to the bird?
I said
What is the word?
to meet, or to tell the circle to meet me behind that building that's called the something Forge.
I have it written down.
Ah.
I think it
The
was
Stone Hand Forge.
Oh,
Stone
close.
Hand. There you go. Stone Hand Forge.
Which is not the blacksmith.
After the mosquitoes come out.
Okay. Is there any other salient bits that you would like to recap or go over before we begin?
We pantsed at him.
We did
Oh,
pants
yeah,
Adam, and he has a massive schlong.
We were trying to break him of his thieving ways, especially since he's a bard and not a rogue.
It could be both. You never know.
You could be, but
You see what I was hiding in that package, or the package under the package, above the package.
look, man. Just because you want to start a criminal enterprise doesn't mean that we're down.
Hello, know where at, or no.
I know where we're at.
But,
Know where we're at. Sorry.
like my dyslexia is making it hard to read.
Yeah, no, it took me a second too.
No, here at. There you go. No.
No where.
Okay, so is there anything that you wish to do before night falls and the mosquitoes come out?
You want mosquito spray?
I don't know if there's anything else anybody else wanted to do.
I didn't have anything in particular.
I was chilling at the inn.
Same.
Or the brewery. Yeah.
Okay.
Some bread
Then.
and booze.
Shall I assume that I believe you specified that you were going to share news of the meeting with everybody, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So, who's standing behind the inn after the mosquitoes come out?
I'm gonna be there.
Probably, yeah.
I'll probably be there.
Yeah,
I will be standing there.
Yeah. During my
Fuck,
halftime show.
I guess I have to be there.
I mean, you don't have to. You can absolutely fuck off. It's your choice.
John fucking.
What was I even doing? I was like, I was just kind of standing there being like.
You hadn't made it
dressing.
down with us.
Yeah.
You were the hero of the caravan.
Yeah, I was afraid I was getting fired because all the medicine broke.
I think when we made it into town, canonically, John was like, since he's captain of the guard, was like, I guess talking.
Oh
yeah.
So, John Sword, you were actually praised for your conduct in getting the caravan to town safely. However, you were charged with telling, what was his name?
Oh,
Archibald.
Christ.
Yeah, you did have to deliver the news to Archibald's widow and daughter.
Oh Jesus!
No, Archie, great guy, Archie.
I gotta compose that letter then.
So
you can say you did, and that's absolutely right.
The sun sets, casting the dark granite buildings of the city of Darkstone in a... I want to say dark 3 times in the same sentence. In a unlighted light. That was somehow worse. I'm the worst DM on the history of the earth.
No, I think that girl's me here. You're fine, Charlie.
The shops in the trade square begin to close down, and one by one, people leave. The sound of crickets washes over the city. There is the light of fires and raucous drinking songs booming from the southern end of the city, where the barbarian traders tend to congregate.
Dungeon synth plays quietly in the background.
Oh, man after my own heart. And you guys are standing behind the inn, listening to crickets and swatting at mosquitoes. And 1 minute bleeds into the next, bleeds into the next, bleeds into 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Character's name, Josh?
What was that?
What was your character's name, Josh?
Ulrich Usher.
If I can interject here. While we're just sitting out back behind this inn. So, Ulrich.
Yes. My sister.
Normal. I'm just gonna you wanna play a song?
Pull out of that one.
She's very ill, and I do not like to leave her alone.
I can understand that, I suppose.
Separation anxiety, I get that.
As you guys are...
Oh, okay.
No. Do the thing. Do the thing. What about you?
What sort of illness does she do?
Physicians and clerics have not been able to pinpoint exactly what it is she suffers from, but I seek to find a solution.
I'm all for making things, mending things. I understand. Yeah, at this point, I just feel like this is something that's way beyond my depth. He's already talked to other clerics and shit. I'm just gonna let it settle.
Yes, Daestra. They're under construction.
They're in his house.
I'm just gonna pull out a little a little bone flute and just like lightly play, just like pass the time.
As you play,
I join in.
Slightly strumming.
So anyway, here's Wonderwall. Can I get a perception check?
From everyone?
Anyone who cares to.
I wish to. 20.
22.
This is not my specialty.
What do we have to perception?
Wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom. If you have a check mark on it, you get 2
15.
more.
I got a 23.
I got a 15.
So those of you that beat a 20, well, I should say, everyone sort of notices as you are sitting behind the inn, just waiting. There's a soft shift of dirt as you see this sort of golden-colored cat edge around the corner and step into the alley, and it kind of rubs its head against the corner of the wall and slinks against a pile of garbage. But those of you that beat a 20 notice that this cat's a little too big to be like a cat, and it's actually a lynx.
I was gonna say like big like Garfield or
Cool. A lynx. That's weird. I'm going to. Is it? If I walk towards it, does it start walking away or?
As you walk towards it, you see it sort of like brace, as if it didn't notice you right away, and just sort of look up, and its eyes sort of dart from you to Ulrich, to the Bard, to Silnavis, to John Sword, back to you, back to Silnavis.
I think proper druid protocol right now, Kyle, is to hold your hand out to it and go pss, 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 pss.
I also want to try to pet it.
I'm trying to discern if I can tell if this is someone who shapeshifted as a druid or companion.
How would you like to do that?
Try to give it the secret druid
I make a
handshake.
nature check.
You may.
You're like, this one's not normal. Ooh. 19.
19. Tough to say. Lynxes, you're pretty sure, are not native to this area. You're a little bit, well, you're sort of centralized in this valley, so lynx would probably prefer, like, more north or south. But it could have been, like, summoned. But you do know that it's not native. So, Silnavis, you're going to attempt to pet it. How do you attempt to do that?
I just, like, crouch down and hold out my hand.
Don't forget to
Like,
laugh
like,
at its
yeah.
oversized paws.
Yeah, I'm just gonna come right out and start talking. I'll be like, we're friends. I mean you no harm. I can understand that it's a fucking person.
So, Silnavis, as you begin to approach, the cat sort of squares itself up a little bit and comes closer. And as it does so, it begins to grow bigger. And it seems to, like, meld back onto its hind paws. And as it begins to grow, there is no longer a cat there, but a small female halfling, a hobbit that sort of looks at you with these big, bright eyes reflecting the light, and this huge smile spreads across her face. You're a druid? You guys are both druids? I didn't think there'd be any more of us. I haven't seen another one of us in a long time. None of you have come. And she sort of, like, looks dead at Silnavis in the eyes and goes, "Can I hug you?"
Sure.
And without missing a beat, she sort of leaps up and wraps her tiny arms around your waist. And as you're kind of an elf, she's sort of like dangling just a little bit.
And then suplex was getting that.
I'm going to just walk back towards Ulrich for a second, just like kind of whisper like, well, I don't know where Bear is if he's close enough. It's fine. It's like Druid Circle's in more trouble we think because I don't know how to do what they just did, and they're really excited about seeing us.
Are your people persecuted here?
It seems as of late they have. Since the
What's up, effective, you pimp?
effective. But yeah, the last 2 weeks or so, things apparently have gotten real bad for the circle. As far as I can tell, they fled.
What is the reasoning behind this persecution?
They believe, or the townspeople believe that they were witching children and stealing the forest.
With the religion check, or just common knowledge, or I know that's probably not something druids tend to do.
Give me the religion check.
That's one of my trained abilities. That is a 23.
Yeah. This is a bunch of fucking bullcrap.
I understand that is not typical behavior of your people.
Now, since you are Lord Ulrich of the House of Usher, are you trained in history by any chance?
Yes.
Could I get one of those?
I am the noble cleric. I have wisdom and intelligence. Don't ask me to pass a constitution check. That is a 17.
So you've actually heard of this druid circle before. They're not exactly a secret. And the reason that you've heard of them before is because they were at one point a very big boon to the town. And they would do... so Darkstone is like surrounded by these farming villages, right? And the farming villages will send their surplus to town, gets traded, and it goes from here to the capital in Voss. And so the druids would actually come around and help out if one of the farmers were injured or if there was just a bad crop and it needed a little bit of oomph. So as far as you've heard, this circle has been nothing but good Samaritans. So it's really weird to come into town today and be like, yeah, they're bewitching people or something.
What was the name of the circle?
They just call themselves the Circle. They are the local circle.
Okay.
Or the Druid Circle, if you prefer. It's like, if you live in a small town that only has one church, what's the name of the church? It's the church. But if you prefer, we could call it the Circle of the Iron Bow, after their leader.
Circle of the Iron Bow?
Yes, sir.
It would seem as though somebody is setting you up, so to speak. Or setting the circle.
Can't say I'm surprised. People get real superstitious, especially when wacky, freaky goblins are out. Shake
with the religion check, could I venture a guess that it might be something like hag-like behavior that this sounds like?
Give me the religion check.
Because I assume that's not a nature check.
Well, if you wanted to check hags, that would be more Arcana. But if you are gonna think about this in terms of religion, I will ask for the check.
Demon lords, hags, what have you? 14 plus 18.
18. So one, with what you know about druids, you've probably done a little bit of research as you're trying to figure out how to necromance your sister back to health. They're not really known for sacrificing people, but you also would know that, esoteric knowledge isn't really the common people's strong suit. Now, you do happen to know, thanks to your own proclivities, druids, not really known for compelling people. Clerics.
Oh ho. This is worrying, to say the least.
Both. Not sure how a safe town is going to be for us between guard raging goblins and pissed off clerics.
Do clerics of there's three deities.
Yes.
Is my understanding of the cosmology to understand there are 3 deities? Are there like minor deities? Are there like powers?
There are powers. There are both fae and demons. But here's the other thing, though. The deities are all neutral. So you have Huivn, god of light, justice, valor, that sort of thing. Lawful neutral. Volcana, god of strength, cunning, war, true neutral. Tritheris, god of death and the afterlife, chaotic neutral. They don't really skew towards good or evil, just like people, they can go either way. And worship of the gods is different depending on where you go in KYMETRA. In Voss, Huivn is sort of held up as this, this grand deity of paladins and guardians and protectors and, righteous judgment and warfare. If you go down south to the barbarians, they sort of see Huivn more like this meek little shepherd that, cares for the lambs, and they don't really see a whole lot in him. They're more about like ancestor worship, or they tend to like Volcana if they do go to anybody, because Crom is strong on his mountain.
Okay, so it's like different aspects of the same deity.
Yes. So, by corollary, different sects of a deity might have different views of that deity and interpret their doctrines in different ways.
Let us track down these goblins and see exactly who it is they're worshipping.
So, Silnavis, you get like one more tight squeeze around the waist, and the halfling sort of drops down to her feet, and she looks up at you. Were you the one that talked to Tethanos? Secondary question, John Sword, how do you feel being in the presence of more than one druid at this point, especially one of the local druids? You've probably seen this one before, a young halfling by the name of Havani Silvershire, and like I said, she is her and her folk go around and they help feed people and heal people,
right?
Basically, do you think John Sword ever really bought into the idea that they had turned against them? You've heard some whisperings that maybe the people of Darkstone offended one of their pagan gods or didn't properly honor one of their rites. How do you feel about this?
Well, John Sword's kind of irreligious, so I'm assuming he's seen these people do a lot of good, so he doesn't think that they're like eating kids or whatever.
Dirty fucking kid eaters.
Yeah, just dragging the children out into the woods, whatever the fuck they're doing. I don't care, man. They're not doing that shit. They're making that up.
You're just to dispense swords.
Yeah, I'm just glad I don't have to chase that cat out of town. It's a person.
Okay. A fucking Ling shows up. Well, go get it. Your cat's on the guard.
Yeah, I was like, oh Christ, and I was like, oh good, it's a halfling. Nice. The cat walks around the corner. I just get up, go for the sword, and it turns into a person. It's like, oh, right on.
Good timing. Good timing. Put it back right there.
But yes, they're fine by me for now. Unless I do find out they're eating kids, then that's probably not good.
Very nice executioner.
All right. So, what is your response to her question, Silnavis?
I'm having a hard time recalling that name. Do I know that name person?
You never heard that in your fucking life.
Fantastic. I would just look at her very confused.
Upon hearing that, I'm gonna turn around and be like, I'm assuming you mean the Raven.
Tethanos, he watches the city for us. We're not exactly welcome here at the moment, speaking of which, we might wanna...
Yeah, we can do that. But let's walk and talk. No, I was... But that would have
You talk, I'll listen. And she sort of, like, shifts back into a lynx and sort of... You see her sort of spring out of the alley. And she'll look back and see if you follow.
Yeah, I'll follow along.
So if you choose to follow Havani, she is going to sort of slip out past the gates. The guards don't really seem to bother with her much. You hear one of them sort of, oh, that's a fucking big cat. But when they see you're with John's sword, they just sort of step out of the way and let you go about your business. That's right. So she's not going to take you far, but she'll sort of maneuver you off the beaten path and sort of into the comforting embrace of a copse of trees. And she'll sort of shift back to her halfling form, sit down on a stump. And she says, all right, that's better, isn't it? I thought it might be better to be free of prying ears.
Ears, eyes.
Wait. She takes out her staff. And you see her, like, trying to sneak up on something. As she thrusts it into a bush real fast and, like, wiggles it around. And you see the bush spring up and, like, skitter into the wilderness. Sorry.
Yourself?
There's been a lot more awakened shrubs than we can deal with lately.
Awakened shrub? Man,
yeah.
Really is going.
I mean, they make great pets, but, kind of hard to... Well, they're easy to lose.
Gotcha.
So, what do you want to know?
We were mostly wanting to figure out what happened to the circle. Seems like the presence is completely...
We were also told... Oh, go, you finish, Kyle, sorry.
Or just traveling druid, I normally check in with any circle that I'm coming down.
Well, we don't really know, tell you the truth. Me and Gorak, he's the leader, by the way. He's the boss. You'll meet him maybe. We came into town, and people were giving us some weird looks, and we didn't really think anything of it, because, sometimes people see a halfling and an orc walking around, and, they think some things, but we didn't pay that any mind. But anyway, a little while ago, I came back, and I was bringing some poultice that Morgie made. I was giving it to Seth. And before I could get to Seth, I had people at the gates chasing me out of town. And I never stopped to ask.
Do you know who any of the people were? Even a name in passing?
Nobody important. I don't know. Just townsfolk,
Well, I mean, any name could be useful to tie back to a source of information.
I don't really know too many people in the big city. Maybe if we were in one of the villages around here, I talk to the farmers a lot, but here I'm usually in and out. I don't like a whole lot of walls, people that aren't animals, the smell. There's a whole lot that I'd rather avoid.
That I understand. I get it.
We were told by an elvish gentleman in town that you could perhaps put us in contact with one of the local goblin tribes.
Me? No.
Perhaps someone within your circle?
You would have to talk to Morgie. He's probably the closest I can get you.
Is she referring to the person that we were talking to already?
No. When you were speaking to Seth, the elvish woodsman, you were probably around when Silnavis offered him a bunch of herbs, and he specifically told her, if you get a meeting with the circle, offer them to Morgie. That is the only other time you've heard that name.
Would you perhaps be able to put us in contact with this Morgie?
Perhaps. I mean, Look, you guys seem nice and all, but I don't really know you, and people are trying to kind of kill us, and you see her eyes just sort of float over to John's sword.
This is discrimination.
He's on our...
Chainmail lives matter, okay?
He simply wishes to protect the people from the people the townsfolk are confusing you with. They think you're abducting and eating children, and we seek to rectify that misinformation.
Children? That's silly. Why would we want kids? We have enough problems with the shrubs.
It's exactly what I understand.
Right.
I point to the man with the sword. I'm like, he's here to kill the people that eat the children.
You're right.
And we're here to look for the people that are doing that. And perhaps we could work together and clear your name, and in the process get rid of children eaters while we're at it.
If you want people to believe that you're good, I'm probably the person they'd listen to.
I'm gonna say it's a little grim, but whatever's eating people, it's one of their arm. Pull out their scarred cow.
But
the memories.
But that's the thing, though. Like, we haven't found children in the forest. You know what I mean? Like, if there was just a bunch of dead little kids lying around, we'd be the first to know. One of them, somebody would have told us. As she sort of gestures to, like, nature.
They're being very secretive about it. We think perhaps one of the goblin tribes has been corrupted. And hence why we need to meet this Morgie if they're the only one who could get us a meeting with them. There is clearly some kind of imbalance right now in nature. Wouldn't you like to help us rectify that, ma'am?
Sort of purses her lips. You really think they could change their minds?
I think they're human beings, and they are foolish, scared little creatures. But once the monsters under the bed have been pulled out and brought to the light, I think they will understand.
I just want to help people again. There's a lot of people that need food. And there's a lot of people that need medicine, and those people aren't getting it right now. And we're doing our best. And Seth, he's trying, but he's one person, and you know. All right, I'll take you, but you got to promise that you're totally not evil.
Yeah, not evil.
My character sheet says chaotic neutral.
That's okay, so does Adam.
You're neutral.
Okay, so, well, I guess we have an agreement. Even though you're a little creepy, and, you know, the guy with all the mushrooms scares me a little bit, but, you know what, I'm sure you're good people.
Why do I scare you?
I saw what you did to those fucking things.
You have...
Alright, so here's the big question.
You're carrying an arm around.
Well, like, it's...
He just stuffs it back in the bag.
It's the only evidence I have, okay? Like, leave me alone.
You're all a bunch of freaks. Why am I here?
I don't understand your customs.
You're like, food is food.
Like, does that mean the children taste
It's
good?
just an arm. Everyone has two.
You have three. As far as I know, you have three.
Currently.
What else is going on?
Hey,
After
stewing the
legs,
bones gives you the best broth.
Oh god,
After your legs, does that make me different too?
I don't know about that. I don't think I want to know about that.
Oh yeah, no, we learned that Adam's character is heavily endowed.
Oh, I personally know that, but John Sword was not around for the pants.
Well, for our lovely audience, and for the bit that Josh.
Right on.
So I believe we are following our halfling.
Well, when do you want to go?
As soon as possible.
I could take you now. Forest's a little dangerous at night. But I'm okay with that if you're okay with that.
How does everyone else?
I am fine with that.
I'm fine, yeah.
I
think
would
we'll
be
able
okay
to
with
take
waiting.
care of ourselves.
We're all good.
I don't mind.
Was Carlos hung? Did we ever roll a penis size for Carlo,
We did.
Adam?
We did.
Oh, okay. Adam, there seems to be a pattern
It's
for
like,
it.
oh yeah, we did.
I mean, he rolled for it, so
Yeah. Is destined to be.
if everyone else is feeling brave enough to go, I don't mind if we wait until morning.
We're fine. I can have night vision.
I think we
Or
all have night vision
would it?
for the most part.
I fucking don't.
You have a sword. That's all you need.
John Sword has a long sword and a shield.
Oh, I do have dark vision. Sick.
Yeah, I have dark vision too.
Oh god, everyone's fucking dark vision but me.
Are you also a human?
Oh yeah.
I too am a human.
Hell yeah, brother.
Maybe we do wait till morning. This might be a really bad
No,
idea.
we're gonna light a torch. I have a lantern.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. So, in which case, Havani will shift back into her lynx form and spring up into one of the trees. And from the shadow of the boughs, you see a quick flash of golden eyes, and then she rushes ahead.
Well, this is gonna be fun. Let's chase a cat.
Hell yeah.
All right. Blix!
Thanks.
Everybody in here.
Oh, dude. Hey, man, people like the D&D. D&D is like a great equalizer. No matter what system you play, D&D is in the center. Of course, there are people that just like straight up hate D&D. So I don't know about that. I could be bloviating.
A lot of people's first loves. It's like one of mine. So yeah, I get that.
If you're the sort of person though who's vocal about like I don't like D&D, and I define my taste in games by that fact, you probably don't have a lot of friends.
Josh throwing shade up in here. I'm going to say let people have their taste, but you know, it's up to them. So,
It's one thing if you're like, hey, no, D&D, I'd rather play something more story-centric. But if you're like, nah, D&D sucks, D&D's for little fucking babies, that's when you're the person that's like, let's not invite that guy to our game.
They're on what's called Malfrog player.
my frog.
Not a
Oh Christ.
In that case, they're also a racist.
I was gonna be like, oh yeah, I like fucking Cyberpunk better, but no, he's like, I like the Nazi game. Just really fucking give it to him.
Jesus.
It's one thing to personal taste is one thing. Defining yourself by hating something is different.
Fair enough.
That's who I'm making fun of, is the person who defines themselves by their hatred of D&D.
Yeah.
All right, so you begin to chase the lynx through the woods, following a trail of flashing eyes and rustling branches.
And their giant foot paws, their footprints. They got the chunky little feet.
Dude, if a person really loves Fatal, they have given up their claim to humanity at that point. Have you seen fucking Fatal?
Yeah, it's just a demon.
Roll for butthole circumference.
That's right.
So you're following her for about 20 minutes. What are you guys doing?
Running.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we're chasing a lynx.
Try
He's
not
fucking
to die
fast, man.
as I'm being
I'm doing my best to move
well through the woods and try to, as apparent as I can, where to step as we.
Yeah, I'm just following behind, making sure I stay like a little bit far enough so that way the two humans can see us. Not going too fast.
I am heavily wheezing and
Did you your sister on your back?
Yeah, let's keep the two humans in between us that have dark vision.
That is a good question. What is your marching order?
Probably. Excuse me. Probably Kyle, then
Fred.
Then me. Then me and Josh, and then Adam at the end.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up with you guys.
You keep the Humies somewhere in the middle so they don't get breed.
Man, this is fucking bullshit. I should have been like a Minotaur or something. Why am I fucking human?
I don't think Minotaurs have dark vision. Go for it.
To be fair, you weren't there when we originally rolled up characters, but I did say that if you wanted to play anything, I would homebrew it for you. I don't actually have Volos. I know Minotaur is a playable race. I don't have that book, but I will make you a fucking Minotaur if you want to be a Minotaur.
No, I don't care. I was just joking. I was like, why am I just a fucking human? Just an asshole who can't see in the dark. Everyone else has dark vision.
Well, you're in luck. Because as you are, pursuing the links, over the huffing and puffing of, Lord Ulrich of the House of Usher.
I'm a nobleman, so I'm trying not to show that I'm exerting physical effort, but it's very hard.
So you have like your stiff upper lip going, but you're like limping.
Yeah, and it's more like you are a scion of the House of Usher. You don't breathe hard, you don't sweat, but it is very hard not to when you are physically inept.
What would be like the manner of address for him? Like, how would I be like? Would I have to there's like a fucking thing I have to say, right? Like, I can't just say like, "Hey man, what's going on?" Because like he's fucking better than me.
We're lowborn, if that's what you mean.
Oh.
Tragic.
It's like it's like your lordship. We could probably carry that in shifts. You're all right.
No, this is. She is my sister, and I can carry her. I have carried her a long way already.
Fair.
I can imagine.
About 20 minutes into the run,
Oh God.
you realize that you're not entirely certain where Havani went. However, beyond the trees ahead of you, there is a riot of scintillating colors, just light of blues and reds and golden and orange and purple just sort of streaming through.
Alright, I'm gonna approach cautiously.
Okay. So, Kyle, you were first in marching order. Are you going to go through the trees?
Like it's just like I see light coming.
So there's a bunch of trees everywhere, trees. And streaming through the trees is just a bunch of colorful light.
I guess I'm gonna keep going forward.
Is it doing anything, or is it just like floating around?
It's really, really fucking pretty. So
nice.
Imagine like a rave in the middle of a forest. There's no sound, there's no like oomph, 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 nothing, just lights.
It's just a laser light show.
Basically.
Sweet.
Can I try and tell what these lights are, like if connected to me?
Do you have Arcana?
I do.
If you are trained in Arcana, you may roll.
Unfortunate.
Oh, I'm dumb as shit.
I know. With the name like Jon Snow or Jon Snow, is that the wrong name? Fuck.
Yeah, I'm good at athletics and like strong arming people.
18 plus 5, 23.
23. This light absolutely does look like arcane magic. And with your 23, there's a particular sort of feeling in the air, almost like ozone before a lightning strike. Every school of magic is just a little bit different. Necromancy is very cold, and abjuration is very warm. This makes you feel kind of fuzzy?
Is it giving me like butterflies in my stomach, or like?
I will tell you in 1 second.
Or like hot spiced mead on the throat.
Oh yes, nice.
This is why you're a better DM than me. That feeling when you have to stop to say the alphabet to yourself.
I do it every day.
Now, so you this feels like as the light sort of hits you and dapples your skin, it literally feels like it could be conjuration magic. Now, conjuration magic could be a lot of things. Could be summoning, could be teleportation, could be,
Laser light show.
That is what Ver comes away with.
Is there any fog? Is there any fog machine going off?
No.
Alright.
The forest of being a hot box.
Yeah, that's why I like. Yeah, it's just a hot box forest. That's just the forest
Hot
on fire,
box
though.
forest.
That's just the forest on fire, though. To be honest. Like, just careful though. There's some strange magic afoot too.
It's just the druids doing their little Burning Man thing.
That's in the desert usually, though.
This is 90% of what being a druid is. Just hanging out in the woods, fucking making pretty lights.
Yeah. Talking to animals.
I will know all about that when we enroll him in the official druid course.
Okay.
Using the Patreon money.
Oh, man.
So what do you do?
I'm going ahead.
How? Are you going to, like, sneak ahead? Are you going to brazenly walk? What do you want to do?
I am going to cautiously approach so that I may hopefully see whatever the hell these lights are coming from before it.
All right. So you slowly make your way through the tree line, parting branches as you go. And you sort of get a face full of the light as you look through, and then your eyes sort of, like, adjust. And, like, maybe if it wasn't, like, in the dead of night, these lights wouldn't be so bad, really, but... and what you see... sort of where the light is emanating from. Immediately it looks like a very large boulder next to a fallen log. But your eyes adjust a little bit better with your dark vision a little bit. And you see that it is actually a creature. Gray skin and 10 feet tall with these pendulous rolls of flab. It stands there, heavily muscular. And there is on its head a very chiseled face with a sculpted jaw that looks almost like, think like an Easter Island head crossed with Bruce Wayne from Batman Beyond. Just square-jawed as shit, these tight, squinty eyes, and it's got these long antlers protruding from its brow, and it's holding what might just be a stalagmite that it ripped out of the fucking earth. Just holding it as a club by its side. But it's not really doing anything. It's just sort of standing there, staring into the distance with these yellow eyes. And your eyes, as it's drawn to the scintillating colors, you see that the colors are actually coming from what might be like this glass prism laid on the sumptuous red carpet at the giant's feet. And there are these other baubles sort of scattered around. You can't make it out at this distance. But immediately behind the scintillating prism is a cat. Another cat, a black cat. And this one appears to be wearing a red crushed velvet smoking jacket and a cravat. And you can't really tell, but you see Havani in her lynx form sort of sitting on the other side of the blanket, and it looks like the two felines are having a very lively conversation.
Yeah.
I will hood my lantern as I approach, seeing that like the druid hasn't immediately given the fuck off signal.
I will approach into the edge of the grotto and kind of like signal, like my hand towards the cats.
As you signal, the black cat sort of like looks up at you with these shining golden eyes, and you hear it say, "Hello there, my lord. Might the discerning sir have a need for articulations, both whimsical and arcane?"
With a pitch like that, I'd at least like to see what you have.
Well, step right up then, sir. Don't mind my associate. Cuddly as a lamb he is, isn't that right, old Grizz?
I wanted to make sure I gave him the wide berth that someone like him expects.
The giant just sort of like flicks his eyes down at you, and you hear like this deep throaty but it makes no move as it just sort of continues to stare into the distance.
And I'm just gonna turn like, or like give you the turn and give Josh the signal, like we're good. Approach.
I will approach, and so I see the giant, I see the two cats, and who else?
That's it. You are the only other ones as you sort of like step into this clearing.
Is the giant the one that was talking to Kyle?
No, the black cat was talking to Kyle.
Oh, okay. I see the cat, and I assume he is in charge based off the way he is dressed, and I will bow and introduce myself as Lord Ulrich Usher.
A pleasure to have you at my humble establishment, Lord Usher. I am Bartholomew, and this is my assistant, Griswold. I travel the multiverse plying my wares of magical curiosities. Do you see anything that strikes your fancy?
So Griswold is a giant, and the cat's name is what?
Bartholomew. Dying for a downtime moment where the noble shows off his hobbies before his interest studies whatever led him to necromancy.
Yeah.
Josh, have you thought that far ahead?
What led me to necromancy? Being a weird, sickly kid who had to reinforce himself with necromantic energies and had a sister who was sickly and dying, and now uses holy necromancy to keep her on the verge of life and death.
What was the giant's name again?
Griswold.
Bartholomew. No, Griswold, yeah.
Cat is Bartholomew.
Cat, yes.
I call him Bartholomew.
Hell yeah.
So as you approach, you see that there are four things laid on this blanket. There is sort of this glass pyramid that is radiating these colors. There is a silver box with sort of a hinged lid, and you can see that it is pristine. There's not a mark on it. It radiates the scintillant colors in the moonlight above. Next to that is what looks like a very primal looking necklace, and it's strung with like these precious stones and these bits of teeth, and at the center is a pendant carved of some sort of dark wood, and the pendant constantly shifts its shape, and one moment it's a bear, and the next it's a dolphin, and the next it's an eagle, and the next it goes to a deer, and it just keeps moving as you're watching it. And beside that is an orb sort of set on a stand. And inside the orb looks almost like, if I were to use modern terms, almost like a pixelated eye. Like an eye from like imagine Sauron from a Super Nintendo game, but it's like blue. And it just sort of like looks up at you. Sort of, you get the feeling that might be a little interested, a little curious as you approach. What is everybody else doing? So far, Kyle and Josh have approached.
I already followed in, or at least I
Okay.
thought I did.
I'm going to ask the lynx if these are her associates.
She sort of shakes her head.
Ah.
Then I will also peruse the goods, as I assume she stopped for a reason.
When you approach, it just looks like they were shooting the shit, having a nice conversation. Imagine you ran into a friend you haven't seen in a while on the street. That's sort of the vibe you picked up.
Oh.
I'll be right back.
So Vani, how do you and Bartholomew know each other? Or how long have you guys known each other?
She sort of shifts back to her halfling form so she can actually speak. And she says, "You see her squint? Almost as if the question perplexes her, and she looks at you, and she looks to Bartholomew, and she looks back to you. I don't ever remember Bartholomew not being around. I do like to think myself a fixture around these parts. I am a traveling salesman, sir. I come and go."
Mm-hmm. I will approach him like the multiverse, you say?
Oh, yes. Fascinating place. Vast amounts of magical lore to be had if one knows where to look.
Anything related to necromancy, perhaps?
Depends on what you're looking for, my lord.
Perhaps anything to stave off or reverse death or illness.
Not among my wares at the moment, my lord, but I tell you what. When we meet again, and we will meet again, I'll keep an eye out in my travels and see if I can find something for you.
That would be most appreciated.
Of course, of course. A businessman like me thrives on repeat customers.
But the current wares, what are the current asking rates, and what do they do, if I may ask?
What strikes your fancy, my lord?
So you said there's like a blue eye and a pendant that keeps changing shape, right?
Yeah.
I will ask about the pendant.
Ah, I knew there was a discerning eye on you, sir. That there is called the Pendant of Plasmic Form. Now, I don't know how Miss Lady Huivn might feel about this, but that pendant will once a day allow you to change shape the way a druid does. Just about any animal you wish, within reason. Now, as I am an honest businessman, I do need to warn you that the magic is not entirely perfect, and it does have a chance, small chance, infinitesimally small chance, to turn you into a hideous flesh beast for 24 hours. But I'm sure that's nothing a healthy young lad like yourself need concern himself with.
I will say fascinating, and then I'm going to point at the eyeball.
Ah, yes. Now this is an interesting one. That there, sir, is the Eye of Circe. By grasping the orb and communing with the creature that lives within, it will allow you to see everything around you, including that which is invisible to the naked eye. Unfortunately, the alien creature contained within the orb is not entirely compatible with what you might call a humanoid physiology, and there is a small chance it could force you to swap vision with one of your companions for the next 24 hours.
Okay.
How much do you want for the eldritch monstrosity in the jar?
Well, sir, as you might imagine, I do not have much need for gold. And, poor old Grizz here, whiz with math he is, but those large fingers don't get into wallets very much. I prefer to barter rather than soil my paws with money. I will happily accept any magic item you have to trade.
Good to know.
I unfortunately do not have any magic things on me.
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
Well, far be it from me to turn away an eager customer. Lean in, my lord. This is, something that might get the likes of me run out of town. And I don't just mean when Grizz hogs the stage at karaoke night. Singing fiend he is, ain't that right, old Grizz?
The giant says nothing.
He just
groaned.
That one is a bard, I say, pointing to the tiefling. Would you perhaps be willing to trade a song?
I tell you what. Have you ever heard of the Tome of the Allspell?
Have I?
Roll history and roll high.
Come on. 21.
21. It is a footnote that you have heard that apparently at some point during the great history of KYMETRA, when it was ruled by its great mageocracy, there was a wizard who was trying to work on a magical tome, an all-powerful spell book that could not only hold and record every spell known throughout the multiverse, but cast it at will.
It, as far as I know, is a bit of a myth, but I assume in your line of work, myths are often tangible things.
Oh, it's no myth, my lord. No myth at all. Now, the wizard who was working on the book didn't exactly finish it before, the apocalypse happened, but I am given to believe that his, unfinished manuscript might be in the area. Now, I would dearly love to get me paws on that book. Of course, if you wish to keep it, I do know you have an interest in necromancy, perhaps that's up your alley. But if you did wish to trade, I would be more than willing to offer any one of these fine artifacts here. I will even give you 2.
If I find it, I will be sure to seek you out.
Well, I can tell you that the Wizard's Tower is... I keep slipping accents. Maybe that's part of this character. Maybe he does that. The Wizard's Tower is 6 miles north of this very clearing, my lord. Were you to seek it out, I have little doubt that you would be able to find it without much hassle. Getting in might be another challenge. There is a reason, after all, that vandals and thieves have not laid claim to it these many thousand years, but once again, I don't think that's something a strapping young adventurer, sir like yourself, need concern himself with.
So would this be 6 miles north of Blackstone, then?
It's more like 12 miles north of Darkstone. Because this is a hex crawl, you're technically in the next hex.
Okay, so we've moved to hex, okay.
I shouldn't tell you that, because that's metagaming, but to help you get your bearings. What about you, sir? Mr. Mushroom Enthusiast. Is there anything here that might pique your interest?
You can call me Kretz. Mr. Bartholomew. What was the third item that you haven't got?
He's got 4. He's got 4. He's got the glass prism that is like throwing colors, and he's got the flawless, shiny metal box.
Personally, Evil Foghorn Leghorn is my favorite so far. Oh, and
what is this prism?
Now that, my good sir, is the prism of fates remembered. Oh, a boon to someone like you, that is. If you're traveling the length and breadth of the land, I doubt someone like you could be without it. You see, if you take hold of the prism and you fix an image in your mind, it will teleport you and anyone you wish to take you to that very location. Now, once again, I am an honest businessman, and I do have to tell you that there is a small chance, a very small chance, that it could instead transport you and everyone around you to the undulating flesh pits of Enrath Kul. But, once again, I'm sure that's not something you need to worry about.
Right. Huh. Interesting. What about this, your final item there, that polished metal box?
Ah, I see you like to walk on the wild side, do you, sir? That there. Are you prepared to know what that is? He sort of wiggles his eyebrows.
I'm losing certainty by the second.
That, sir, is an indestructible box of explosions.
Indestructible box of explosions.
Aye, sir. Your ears are as keen as your eye.
Thank you. Could you please explain how that works? That sounds unbelievable.
You open the box, and there's an explosion, my lord. Quite self-explanatory.
Far more self-explanatory than I was expecting, honestly. So I guess anyone who opens the box is blown to smithereens, and the box is normally left A-okay.
No, not necessarily blown to smithereens. If you are quite stern of constitution or adept at getting out of the way, I am more than certain you would be perfectly healthy.
Okay. This one, just throwing it out there, wouldn't possibly maybe have a small chance to do something else, does it?
It's a box of explosions, my lord. If you don't realize how that's dangerous, maybe I shouldn't trade it.
I realize how that's dangerous. I'm just, you know the expression when someone says things can't get worse than they do? I'm kind of trying to see what the gets worse part is. If
No. And he sort of pats the box. Keen as an arrow, this one is.
I'm just gonna slightly wince, just like not like jump, just like in my shoulders, just gonna like rock back a little bit, like ooh.
You open the box and it explodes.
Cool. Super straightforward. Love it. Well, anyone seeing anything that they
I don't think any. Well, you guys might have magic items to trade out. Everybody's saying I should try to fork over my sister in the coffin, but
yeah, no, don't worry, Josh. We're all level 1 characters. We have nothing, no magic to trade.
Yeah, I don't have anything either.
Then again, buying magic items in 5e, I'm not entirely sure how that shit goes down. So
it's more of a.
You meet a cat in the woods.
Heavily discourages it.
Meet a cat in the woods.
Well, it discourages like outright letting players buy magic items.
Yeah.
With money.
Sell your body.
This is more thematic.
I was half expecting a sell your soul.
Well, Daestra, I would argue that it's not that the magic items aren't available, rather that it is up to the DM how available they are. There is a list of like prices in the DMG if memory serves, like based on rarity.
Yeah, it gives you suggested prices.
Yeah, so you can just totally have a magic fucking vendor out there if you want. Alternatively, if you want to, scale back the power a little bit, the DM has that opportunity too. So I would argue that it is what you make of it.
What if I give a magical performance? Does that count as bartering?
You should ask him if he's willing to trade the greatest song in the world.
But it's just a tribute to it, though, because
That's right.
that'd be copyrighted.
When you play the greatest song in the world, you just won't be able to remember it later because you're going to trade it for a magic item.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
Yeah.
Do it, Adam.
Gonna attempt to barter with song. The power of music.
So you see Bartholomew sort of look at Griswold. I don't think we've ever had a magical performance, have we, old Grizz? I might consider it, if the performance is indeed magical enough.
Sounds good. I'm gonna start playing, but I'm gonna do also thaumaturgy to like just do some like backstage lighting.
I like it. I like it.
And can I assist?
You absolutely may. How would you like to assist?
I would like to aid by playing along with my flute and using my druid craft to try and like add to the light show.
I will also cast Thaumaturgy to
Make different color like lightning bugs, kind of a.
Okay. And you're going to cast Thaumaturgy too? What are you going to do?
I'm going to cause like a slight mist to start rolling on the ground like a fog.
Oh man, I fucking love this. This is like that SpongeBob episode where they play the bubble bowl. And then this epic fucking song comes in. All right, Adam, I'm going to let you make a performance check, but you need to explain this to me in vivid detail.
What if he can play a song for real, Adam?
If Adam physically performs a song live on stream, he can take 20.
Okay, I gotta get in the mood. You
gotta get in the mood.
Oh man.
I got one. I can't play it on stream though. I don't think. Well, maybe. I can't even play that with my voice though. I gotta find something that's suitable. I know. See how this goes. At the end of the performance, I'm gonna spend also one a first level spell to do a Thunderwave behind me. So like it crafts like a big ass like I guess explosion kind of in the background, like the ending performance.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, it was more time, dun, 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 dun. One more time, we gotta celebrate.
No, keep going, man. This is you're getting a magic item out of this. You're gonna sing for yourself.
Yeah. One more time. Dun, 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 dun.
I like how you're not even playing. I think your character's not even playing an instrument. He's doing this.
I'm using the instrument like as a drum for that part.
Okay.
Doing the thing where you tap the body of the instrument to make the percussion.
Yeah,
and then boom, the thunder wave goes off, and you hear like the cracking of timbers and like these trees. Boom, boom, boom behind your back, and like smoke rises. The fog rolls in from the sides, and the lightning bugs begin to join with your thaumaturgical lights.
Starting to have more energy, Daestra. I am tired.
Did you just do Daft Punk, Adam?
Yes. It's the song that brings everybody together, man. It's
all right. So I will honor my word and allow you to take 20, but describe the actual performance to me.
Let's go. I had it in my head earlier. Like the fog goes in, the music starts playing, and then I do thaumaturgy. Like once I see the background lights come on, I'm gonna put thaumaturgy again to boost my voice to echo out louder, basically as well. And
okay.
Then, just
We're jamming out, Adam. You and me.
Just jamming out? Yeah, just jamming out. Just
We go fucking back to back. Like I'm tootling along the fucking melody of the song while you're singing.
we're just vibing with it. We're just.
All right, Daestra, I will say that anytime Adam wants to like actually perform the song he does, I'll give him some kind of bonus. I don't know if it's going to be an auto succeed every time, but I'll reward him for it. I promise.
Yeah. And then the song goes off. The crowd goes wild. No, there's no crowd.
You thaumaturgy a crowd.
Yeah, I wish it was that powerful, but I don't think it's.
Sure,
able
crap
to
like
do that.
hand clapping in the distance.
Yeah, I clapping in the distance can do that. And,
all right.
As well.
So you finish your epic performance, and as it winds down, you see there's like this plume of fog that and crystallizes and forms into a scroll. And on the scroll, there's like this magical hologram of your performance, and there's like fucking camera angles and shit. Your voice sort of echoes and trails away as the scroll just sort of rolls up. And Bartholomew looks down at the scroll. Well, I do believe we have a deal. Which of these fine wares would you like to take with you, good sir?
I kind of want the eyeball.
You wish for the Eye of Circe, sir?
Yes.
And he sort of dexterously like springs up with one paw. Then it is yours.
And then, can I just kind of I know it like let me see everything around me, correct? Or things I can't see.
So the way it works is if you take a short rest, you can sort of like attune with the item, but just to move things along a little bit, I'll give it to you. So,
the concert, yeah.
The Eye of Circe, you use it and sort of like psychically link with this alien creature, and you get perfect 360-degree blind sight for 1 hour. However, there's a 10% chance to switch your vision with another player character's every time you use it.
Where did you find that shit?
What if I told you I made it up myself?
Then that'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I literally sat there when I was coming up with this character, like what could cause chaos and just be fun as shit.
Dig it.
Then with the 10% chances, does that ever go away, or is it? I mean, is there a cooldown? I guess.
No, that is a facet. Every time you use it, you roll the dice.
Okay.
It's a 30 feet blind sight.
360-degree blind sight.
Oh, sorry. For how far?
Normal vision. So that depends on light levels.
Gotcha.
By the by, what do you call your performance, sir?
The aristocrat.
One more time.
Celebration.
Celebration.
Or
celebration.
Just give him the wrong.
You should have just told him Interstellar 5555.
That'd be perfect. Yeah. Like just Linkin Park. Nah.
Sane Square. That's what we.
Sorry, Daestra. I can't sing Japanese animes.
Adam only knows that Daft Punk album because of the anime it came with.
It is kind of anime, I suppose. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Didn't want to pull a full weeb on you guys. That's for when I have the shot.
Adam, if you would have fucking like gone off with like one of the like My Hero Academia intros or One Punch Man, like full on belting the fuck out of that shit, like in Japanese, like.
Oh, you would have gotten. I would have given him 2 magic items for that.
Holy!
That's when I get the shamisen back. That's whenever that comes out.
Adam's gonna actually learn how to play the shamisen.
Yeah, that shit takes forever though. But yeah, I want to learn it one day. Yeah.
All right, we'll see how much we have in the CAFCON vault.
Are you trying to beat
Elvish.
Takashi's challenge?
It's Elvish, yes. I learned a new language, Elvish.
Learn the shop.
But it's just like broken English, Elvish.
Oh, damn, that's an expensive fucking instrument.
I told you, yeah, it's like fucking expensive as hell.
It's like $1,000.
Yeah.
Don't look up tubas, man.
I mean, I get
you expect
I understand this as well. Like a tuba is a big piece of fucking metal. I get why that's expensive, and this is like an artisan craft piece that there isn't exactly typically widely produced.
There's something up to like 25 grand if you want like to be customized and custom made or something. Yeah. Like,
how much have you looked into this?
Adam has extensively researched the shamisen for his character's background.
I guess that counts.
Is there anything you wish to do, or anything else you wish to do at Bartholomew's shop? Or do you wish to continue on?
Good. Does it have a name?
What?
Is it like the Emporium?
Good question. Right now it's just a carpet on the side of the road, so do you say that out loud when you ask him?
Yeah. Will he be here often is what I'm asking him.
I go where the customers are, sir, and unless I miss my mark, tonight you lot are here. But you will find me again, though I do hold a shop in the night quarter.
I will see about that Tome of the Allspell.
Ah, I thought you might, sir. Well, finders keepers, sir. If it's yours, it's yours, but if you wish to trade it, I won't be far.
If you happen to come across any interesting mushrooms, let me know.
Mushrooms and necromancy. You are some very fascinating individuals, me lords. But, I'll keep me eyes peeled.
Appreciate you, Bartholomew.
Oh, and you. I do hope you enjoy the Eye of Circe.
I really hope you don't have to enjoy it too much. A little worried. Well, Bonnie, if you're ready, would you like to press on?
All right. Her and Bartholomew will exchange goodbyes, and she will go into... she will walk as a halfling, sort of out the clearing and back into the woods. She might be out of wild shapes for the day. All right, so the party is continuing on, yes?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
Yes. Onward.
You follow Huivn for about another half hour. I would like the druids and Ulrich to give me perception checks.
What do I add to this again?
Wisdom.
19.
18.
I got a 21.
21. Okay. There is something that catches your mind's eye, if you will, pricks up your senses. And it's bad. It's really, really bad. For the druids, you would sort of interpret it as, imagine if you've ever seen someone like retch right before they're about to puke. That's sort of what nature does at this minute. The ground feels sickly for just a split second. The air feels dirty, almost diseased. Like nature itself is wretched and sickly and coughing. Ulrich would interpret it probably a little bit differently, a little bit more clinically. But as for just the briefest moment, the air is suffused with death. And there is, all of you hear what might be a thunderclap. It sort of spreads ignites in the east and spreads like a sonic boom, trailing off like the bellows of a dying beast. The light of the moon begins to grow dark, begins to fade, and begins to take on the hue of blood as this piercing blood moon throws red light across the forest. You see Huivn sort of grab her staff, and she looks scared.
What's happening?
I don't know. This hasn't happened before. And she stay here, stay close. I don't know what's going on.
I'm just gonna ready up.
She's
Sam, I'm pulling out my quarterstaff.
And she sort of like very carefully nudges ahead through the trees. What are the rest of you going to do?
I'm gonna
Stay close
tighter on my my club and cast Shillelagh on it.
Okay.
Like have it gnarled up with black fungus.
I'm going to take the coffin off of my back, and it has the holy symbol of my deity on it.
What does that look like to you?
I wasn't sure just yet, because I wasn't sure if you had any kind of iconography in mind.
Tritheris obviously identifies with some sort of skull, but it would be very stylized, and the symbol would be used in different ways. So once again, different cults of different gods have different views and would interpret it different ways. So there's not like one centralized thing. It would be the power of the holy symbol is more like what you put behind it, not necessarily what it officially is. So you're laying the coffin on the ground, and what happens?
Oh no, I'm not laying it on the ground. I'm basically holding it in front of me like a shield.
Hide behind your sister. Good idea.
Hey, I have proficiency in shields, and the shield can have a holy symbol on it, and I already have a giant coffin on my back. It's a multifunctional item.
All right, what about the rest of you?
I'm a crossbow, and then giving John's sword the bardic inspiration.
Absolutely.
How do you do that?
Chill about the performance now for your turn. Like your turn, yeah. There you
go. All right, Silnavis, John's sword. What do you intend to do?
I said earlier that I'm going to stay close to her and keep like a hand on my quarterstaff.
She's going to kind of ward you back. Like if you try and crowd up protectively, it's like she sort of like leans in. No offense, I could take all of you. Focus on protecting each other.
Either way, I'll step to the front a little bit more.
And you could probably tell just by the number of times she's turned into a lynx, like she is significantly higher level than you.
Mm-hmm.
She disappears through the trees. And for a moment, there is silence. Trails on interminably 5, 10, 15, 20 seconds. Until you hear her scream. Her shriek sort of pierces through the night. Before you can move, the druids especially feel it in their bones as the moisture drains from the ground around you, becomes parched and cracked, and it begins to swell and grow and split as a skeletal hand breaks through one of the cracks. Then a second behind you, a third to your left, as skeletons begin to rise from the ground. They are clad in this heavily rusted, dirt-caked armor that you've never seen before. It's almost molded in a Roman style, but it's covered with these glyphs that you don't recognize. And they sort of stare at you with these blind, empty eye sockets and lurch forward. And with that, I'd like everyone to roll initiative.
Is that a D20?
It is. It is.
I too can't wait to fight sick-ass demons and skeleton hell flicks.
What's your dexterity?
Are you referencing that comic where it's like, yeah, it's don't worry about your body because one day you will shed it and leave it behind.
Fight sick-ass demons and skeletons. Yeah.
That's the W's. Biggity bap. I forget the alphabet. Because I might be some kind of dyslexic. We'll find out today. Boom, boom.
Well, on a, yeah.
Hi, on E.
You're late. It's getting
On
you. Just glad you're here.
Lord Ulrich of the House of Usher, how did you roll?
I have a 20.
All right. And crits.
4.
4? Just regular ass 4?
4.
All right, man. Somebody's got to go last.
Suboptimal.
Ver, how'd you do?
I can't keep these rolls up all the time.
It'd be 19.
19 for Ver. Nice roll.
Yes.
John Sword. The legendary
15.
John Sword. 15?
Yeah.
And Silnavis.
You're still muted.
Alternatively, yell really loud. One of the other microphones will pick you up.
She's dead.
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's not.
we can hear you now.
Yeah, that was weird. I said I got a 22.
22. Okay. So
Gotta like that +4 initiative.
there are 5 skeletons clad in strange, rusted armor, and hefting these broken, like, brittle blades. And I would like everyone to make a perception check before the first round of combat.
Oof. That's a 9.
Oh, that would have been nice. 5.
18.
7.
John Sword?
Oh, I said 5. My bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who did I not get? Was it Adam?
Yeah, I got 13.
13. Silnavis.
Yeah.
There is a very faint noise in the distance. You are the only one that picks up with your keen elven hearing, but it's growing steadily louder as you hear the sound of hoofbeats, sort of bearing down on this location. And it is your turn first. Hoofbeats, like a horse.
Yeah, no. That's why I was making sure I heard you correctly. Is any of the skeletons coming towards me?
They are sort of surrounding your group and just sort of lurching forward, staggering almost mindlessly. And you can see as they move, they jerk, and their head almost sort of lolls to the side, as if they're not entirely focused on you per se. They're just doing thing.
Probably warning something's coming. I can hear hoofbeats, I think, in the distance. And I should probably start smacking some of these guys.
Wonderful.
So yeah, I want to take whatever one's closest to me, I guess, and knock it out, I guess, with my quarterstaff.
Okay. So you're just gonna, we'll say that's skeleton 5. So you're just gonna, like, jab out with your quarterstaff real fast. Give me the attack roll.
What do I add to this? Strength, right?
Yes, strengthen your proficiency bonus. So your proficiency bonus should be 2 right now.
Oh, yeah. 19.
19. All right, this thing, as it's staggering forward, is nowhere near fast enough to dodge your swift motion as you sort of launch out with the quarterstaff. And there's this hideous crack as this spider web sort of spreads across the pate of its skull, and it staggers back. Roll your damage.
Which one's that one again? I forgot.
Quarterstaff, I believe it should be a D8 if you're using both hands.
All right. 1 second. I forgot to grab those. Okay. Seven
damage. So you have bared down on this thing, and you have basically carved a divot in its skull, and you can see pieces of the bone sort of flaking away and falling into the empty cavity, trailing through its ribs, falling on the ground at its feet. But it continues staggering forward towards you, raising its broken blade in a languid, almost half-remembered motion. Ulrich.
So it's been a while since I played 5e. Can you cast a spell and a cantrip on the same turn if one is a bonus action?
Yes.
Yes, I believe.
I thought that was only
Wait, hang on. I remember specifically that we had this debate with Zeke, and I think the answer ended up being no.
Well, no,
Yeah.
like in current era rules, it is specifically you can cast a spell and can't cast 2 spell.
Gotcha. Okay. Then yeah, we'll just do that.
Okay, yeah. So you can't cast a spell. You can't cast 2 spells even if one's a bonus action, but you can cast a cantrip and a spell.
Yes.
Okay. So the one that's stumbling towards the Elven Druid, I'm going to point at it as a ghostly hand emanates from my hand, and I cast Chill Touch.
Chill Touch. Fucking do it.
Everyone's welcome. Hey, Thread.
Everyone's
Yeah, they're-
yeah, but the long-haired does come in.
Is that?
Hey, what's up, Thriving? How you doing? Thank you for being here. What's up?
Oh yeah.
Thriving now.
All right. That is a 24 to hit.
24? Yeah, your deathly hand sort of streaks towards it.
All right, that is a D8, but I am worried to see if they are resistant to necrotic damage. As that is 7. And then as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay. Disadvantage on attack rolls against you till the next turn. So...
Oh, for Chill Touch?
Yeah. Biggity bap. I really shouldn't have done that. Really shouldn't have closed the book. I am the worst DM. Why do you put up with me? Biggity bap.
So we love you.
Wow. Would you believe that the necrotic creature does not have resistance to necrotic damage? So, your Chill Touch streaks from your hand and strikes this thing on its fractured skull. And there's sort of this growing more and more ragged as the bones begin to crumble and wither into black ash and white dust. And it just sort of pours down unto itself. And there is a pile of dust, and clank, the armor lands on the ground as this creature is felled.
That the earth that nourished thee shall claim thy growth, to be resolved to earth again.
Ah, you are way too fucking classy for us, man. Like, we're holding you back. And Shield of Faith, remind me, what that does that, I'm confusing it with Sanctuary, so please tell me.
It increases my AC by 2 for up to, I think it's a minute for concentration.
Okay, So you basically have mage armor, more or less.
It's like mage armor, but for clerics.
All right. So what does your shield of faith look like as you draw the energies of death around you?
Probably like a swirling mass of clawing spirits of the damned.
Oh, dude, so cool. So cool. I love it. There, you're up, buddy.
I see the hooves coming, right? Or I'm gonna just try to stealth, I guess, if it's possible, or is that just something? Yeah.
So you want to run into the bush and hide?
Yes, try that.
Yes, I do believe that is going to be an action in 5e. But you can. I tell you what, though, since you are surrounded, you're gonna have. If you do that, you're gonna take an opportunity attack from one of the skeletons. Do you want to risk it?
Nah, never mind then. Well, because I'm squishy boy. Very squishy. I'm just gonna cast Vicious Mockery at one of them.
How do you mock the skeletons, Adam?
No,
Have a sandwich, thin man.
This old ass armor. Nobody even wears this shit anymore.
That armor is
Point at him and be like, "Hey, I got a bone to pick with you."
They're all good suggestions.
Tell it to go fuck itself.
You are already dead.
I suggest an alternative reflavoring to Vicious Mockery and just call it Cringe. That you say something cringe-worthy enough and that the opponent cringes for 1d4 psychic damage.
Stop.
Send a bigger bone. No. Oh, shit.
Looks down.
Just psychic damage as the opponent's like, I can't believe he just said that.
Dude.
All right, so how do you mock the skeleton? And I think I save against that, right? Will save? Wisdom save?
So wisdom save, yeah.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. That is going to be a mighty 12. Does that save?
It does not save.
Okay.
Play the xylophone. Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah. Let's remember that was 1D. Wait, let's double check.
Honestly, that's a pretty great fucking flavor for a bard. Or a scald, rather.
And the damage, I forget the number. The die, 1 second. 1d4. Damn. Gotta level up. How many d4s in here? I two. Yeah, I don't have one. Yes. You have 3.
3 damage?
Yes.
Okay, I still want to know how you mock the skeleton.
Oh, I thought I said what did I say though? Fuck, I already forgot. Yeah. Oh, you're already dead.
Oh, god damn it! I just got it. You might as well just said Omaiwa Mo Shinderu.
I can't do that till I have the shamisen there, Charlie. I can't translate to Elvish.
Okay, I've really got to fast track you that fucking shamisen, dog, because...
Just gonna listen to yell at things in Japanese.
Yeah.
Alright, is there any, additional effect on Vicious Mockery? Is it disadvantage, I think? If memory serves?
And then he has disadvantage on next attack roll before the end of his next turn.
Okay. Then I will put a little asterisk here for that. John, sword.
Alright, sweet. where am I in regards to the skeleton that just got owned? By, like...
So they're sort of like on the outside right now, and you guys are clustered in the center, so there's room to maneuver.
Right on. Okay, so the one that just got like Ken Sherrod, I wanna hit that one.
All right, go for it. You're attacking with a sword, I presume.
Yeah, it's kind of all I got. Well, I have a javelin.
Yes.
I do that.
Code death.
All right, fuck you, you skeleton piece of shit. Oh sweet, I crit it.
That was a skeleton.
Well, I could fuck up the damage. Okay, so
Double dice.
I hit for 15.
15. Holy fuck. So you bring your sword down on this thing, as you can still hear Adam's taunt echoing in the air around it. Already dead.
He's right.
And then the blade comes down, crunch, saws through the weakened, rusted armor straight through the clavicle, and the thing just falls to the ground in moldered pieces. So we have 3 skeletons remaining. One of them is going to move to attack John's sword, as he is pretty dangerous. And that is not gonna fucking do anything to you. You got better than a 16, don't you?
Yeah, I'm 18 at this point.
Okay. One of them is going to advance on Kretz, as he has not dealt with one in his vicinity yet. So I'm going to say the one nearest him is still alive, and that is a 21.
Yup.
So in a shaking arm, it raises its broken blade and hacks down. I would have never seen that die again if I dropped that. Ooh, 8 damage, buddy.
Hey.
And let's see, who else do I want? I'm going to roll a d4. Okay, another one drawn to the power of necromantic energy. Staggers toward Lord Ulrich and crits.
Ooh, I'm down.
You, I was going to say you had the Shield of Faith, but... Okay, it's not so bad. It's only 13 damage.
And I am out.
I'm sorry, Josh.
That's okay.
I'll loot the sister. Is it in that?
Okay. The sound of hoofbeats grows louder as they draw nearer, and now all of you can hear them bearing down. And with that is Kretz's turn.
So wait, is Josh dead?
No. He's got there's fucking death saves and shit. I think what is the instant death rule in 5e? It's like double your hit points or something, or
something like that, yeah.
In a single blow, you're dead.
Yeah.
Which if I rolled 14, I think that would have killed you actually.
Yes.
Oh, I rolled a 6 and a 5, man. There was a non-zero chance. Oh, they have plus 2 damage. Okay. So yeah, it is Kretz's turn.
Way down here at the bottom. I'm gonna heal with holy word on myself, because I'm really fucking
Adam, I love you for the Sisters of Mercy reference.
I said Sisters of Not Mercy.
You reached straight into my heart and plucked a thread.
7.
7 is going to take Josh straight back up to full health.
Well, I was healing myself.
Oh, okay. 7 would have taken Josh back to full health, but...
It would have, but I was also nearly knocked down, too.
That's fair.
I have 3 health,
If
so...
you would have revived me, I could have revived you.
Nobody heals the cleric.
We're getting there.
Silnovis, it is your turn.
Oh, I'm not dead.
Oh, you're not? Okay, my bad.
Yeah, Holy Word's a bonus action. I'm gonna club this fucking skeleton. 16.
16's gonna hit.
Chase my magic shillelagh, asshole! 11 damage.
11 damage. Devastates this fucking thing as you bring your shillelagh down. And you sort of you knock the skull into powder. Your shillelagh continues down, rends the rusted armor in half, knocks half of the bones to the ground, and kicks one of its legs out from under as this thing just falls.
11 for 11, you asshole.
You did a lot more than 11. Sil Novice, now it is your turn.
Awesome. How many are left?
There are 2 skeletons left and 1 dying cleric on the ground that nobody cares about.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna heal the cleric here.
Okay, well, I know you have Healing Word, which, as Kyle reminded me, is a bonus action. So you can actually do that and something else.
Yeah. So let me heal the cleric first.
I'm just saying there are 4 people here with healing. All I'm saying.
You're absolutely right, Blixwaff. I have that -1 Constitution.
Do I have to roll for the healing?
Yes.
Yes, it's D4 plus... Is it straight D4, or is it plus Wisdom?
It's D4 plus mod.
Okay.
The spellcasting modifier.
Alright, because I know Life Cleric added something to it. I don't remember what. I think it's just a flat +2 or something.
I think they get their proficiency bonus to healing spells if you're a life cleric.
That would make sense.
4 and what do I add?
Wisdom.
Your modifier.
Wisdom, it's like a +4 for you? Remember?
8. Yeah, 8.
8. You're at 7.
There we go.
So, Ulrich, your eyes pop open. you fill your lungs once more as sort of like these sort of creeping vines and leaves begin to tickle your skin a little bit. Your shield of faith is broken, however, because your concentration went. What is your regular action, Silnovis?
Can I swing at one of these other skeletons?
You totally can. Do you want the one that is currently engaging John's sword, or the one that is engaging Kretz? Oh, the one Kretz is dead. The one that knocked down Lord Ulrich of the House of Usher.
I'll probably take out the one that knocked out the cleric.
Okay, take a swing.
Ooh. I got a nat 20 plus 2.
Nice.
22.
Okay, that's going to be double damage.
Yay!
Is it D8 twice or just multiply times 2?
No, you just rolled 2 dice.
I currently don't have 2, so...
Okay, now this is going to be a D6 since I believe Healing Word has added components? Or does it? Mm-hmm. It's Healing Word. So it might just be verbal. I'm going to feel really stupid here in a second.
Gotcha, bro. Verbal.
Verbal. Okay, no, you can absolutely two-hand this, so you're going to use 8s. My bad.
Okay.
D&D Beyond coming in clutch.
Okay, got a 6 the first time, and a 7 the second time.
Yeah.
6 and 7 plus your strength?
Oh, yeah, plus 2.
Alright, so you swing, and there's a metallic clank of the armor, and a cloud of dust that just gets thrown over Ulrich's pale features in his lungs. But yeah, that thing is fucking gone as shit.
Hey, fuck you, bitch. Don't be touching my teammates. Get fucked.
Ulrich, there's one skeleton left.
Now I got a Fortnite floss on him.
Has it been injured yet?
No, it has not. All the ones that have been injured are quite dead.
And that doesn't particularly matter which spell I use. I'm going to go ahead and do a kind of like get up to my knees, leaning against the coffin with one hand and chill hand with the other. Chill touch.
Do it.
And that is going to be a 15.
15's going to hit this thing.
That is going to be a 6.
6 necrotic damage to the skeleton. So again, pieces of it, like the teeth, fall away, ribs fall landing in the ground. It wobbles as its scapula and piece of its tibia falls away. 6 damage to this thing and disadvantage as the clawing spirits begin to surround it. And Ver, you are up.
There's only one more skeleton, right? Yeah.
There is one, yes. It is injured and currently surrounded by spirits of death.
I'm gonna also cast. Well, I guess I'll do the bonus action just in case. Cause yeah, I'll do the bardic inspiration to Josh. Like, you're back from the dead, bro. Now kick its ass. And then I'm gonna just vicious mockery it, cringe at it. I'm gonna say
I crit the save.
Your mom's also dead. You're dead and your mom's dead.
I rolled a 20. Look, blame Amai. All right, she got me these badass metal Cthulhu dice, and they know who Daddy is.
You're welcome.
Well, now someone else can take the honor of kicking his ass.
John Sword.
Grab some water, though. I'll be right back.
Right. I really can only just sword this guy, so I'm gonna sword.
You're gonna sword? You're gonna live up to your name? All right, sword this guy.
It's gonna sort it out
the
for us.
greatest sword man of all time.
John
17.
Sorter.
17 is totally gonna hit.
Tremendous. 5 damage. I rolled a 1 like an asshole.
5 damage. So you bring your blade down on this thing, and the fucking deathly spirits sort of turn to you and cackle as your blade dispels it on the way down. It bangs and sort of deflects off the pauldron of the skeleton. It stumbles as its offhand sort of falls to the ground. And
take that.
Sword the horde.
All right, John Sword. The skeleton is going to attempt to strike back as it leans back. Fuck.
Try me, pussy.
21.
Ow, he hit me. I shouldn't have called him a pussy.
It's only going to be 4 damage. It's sort of a nick that glances off your armor.
Right on.
Why do I not care about 4 damage? Holy shit, is it scary right now?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm chilling.
The trees to the west explode, throwing... Well, not the trees themselves, but the branches are thrown asunder. Leaves and twigs tossed into the clearing as, with this ghostly whinny, a skeletal horse bounds into the fray. On its back, a knight in rusted armor, a very archaic-looking crested helm over its skeletal features, as it sort of shifts and sags in the saddle, a shield in one arm, a spear in the other, and it sort of locks its empty eye sockets on my man, John Sword.
I am no longer chilling.
Not super great. That is only a 14.
Okay, I'm chilling. Who gives a fuck? Yeah, I'm good.
So its spear sort of bangs off your shield, and you stumble back a little bit as sparks are thrown through the clearing. As it rides about 15 feet away and then turns on the spot, the skeletal warhorse stamps into the dirt, and there's this trailing ghostly snort as it prepares for another charge. Kretz, it is your turn.
How far away is the horseman?
15, 20 feet. Channeling that Shiv 2 a bit. Eat my balls! I've been working on this campaign for years, and I came up with the Skeletal Knight way before I ever started playing Shiv 2. Man, I made this encounter about a year ago. Maybe 2. There is still one regular skeleton and the Skeletal Knight.
There is.
Also, I'm absolutely crap at jousting in Shiv 2, so that would not have inspired this. I promise you this NPC is more capable than I am. Oh, I'm just colorful. Can I be talented, please?
It's all copyrighted, man.
I'm gonna fucking bust this horse's kneecaps.
All right, go for it.
They're a friend of animals.
This
Not skeletal
This
ones.
one. Like, not these ones.
at 20.
Oof.
Come on. Okay. 17.
17 damage. And it is a bludgeoning damage, right?
Yeah, magic bludgeoning.
All right, you swing your magic bludgeon at this thing. The horse's skull explodes into a million skull fragments. You hear the trailing sort of fade into the distance as it topples, rib bones and legs splaying every which way and just toppling across the ground. The knight stumbles and lands on one knee as it shuffles back to its feet. But the warhorse is very dead twice.
Fuck yeah. Did the big guy fall near me or no?
Yeah, he fell basically adjacent-ish.
Okay. I was saying if I was like super fucked where I'm standing.
I mean, you're face to face with the skeletal knight, so that's up to you.
No.
But anything else you'd like to do? Bonus action.
No, I'm just gonna try not to shit my pants.
Come on, baby boy, don't worry.
You use Mage Hand to hold it up.
I don't have mage hand. I can use light as a cantrip. That's about it.
All right, still novice. It is your turn.
Oh boy, where did he fall in regards to me? Where I'm standing?
So the skeletal knight's about 20 feet to the north, and then again, you do have one very damaged skeleton sort of scrapping with John's sword, which is technically closer to you.
I want to go after big man's, but I feel like...
No, go. You do you. John's sword has the second biggest dick in the party after Adam. You can decide if he is a big boy and can take care of himself.
Was that my boost still? Yeah,
It is in my nature to want to like assist in IRL and in character. But I will believe in his spirit and I will go after big man's.
All right, go after big man's. What do you want to do?
Did John make the roll? We'll never know.
I don't remember what has more damage, my scimitar or my quarterstaff. Fuck.
I think the staff.
I believe they're both D6 unless you two-hand the quarterstaff, which is a D8. Now, you're fairly new to D&D, so I will tell you this. Specifically in regards to skeletons, there's a difference in the type of damage you deal. So whereas a scimitar slashes, a quarterstaff is blunt force.
Okay, so yeah, I'm probably gonna quarterstaff this bitch two-handed because
Right.
I want my.
Two-hand big man.
Hey, nat 20. Get fucked.
Woohoo!
Bro.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you, bitch. Square up.
We're going off tonight.
Do I do it twice or just once?
You roll your dice twice.
Yeah.
Okay. 8 the first time, 4 the second time, plus what is it? My strength.
Yep.
Does my proficiency go off or no?
Your proficiency adds to attack.
So that's gonna be a 14.
14. So you swing your staff, and this languid, rotten knight tries to raise his shield, but he's not quite fast enough as you bat his head from his shoulders. Crunch, explodes to the ground in a million pieces, and the armored body, clank, falls to its knees. Clank, face down on the ground.
Did I kill it?
Yes.
Awesome. Get fucked.
Yeah, this particular one had like baller AC, not so much in the way of health, and crits don't care about AC.
Yeah.
Awesome. Get fucked.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Can I not attack the other one, right?
Not unless you have like a second attack. And at your level 1, you only get one.
Oh, lame.
You're also very far away now.
Yeah.
She can still heal someone, right?
Does anyone need heals?
Me a little bit.
Okay, can I healing word Fred?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. I'm gonna heal him.
Now you're gonna low roll it. Here we go.
Have faith in me.
What word do you say to him?
I think I always made it melon, like the fucking word for friend in Elvish, because I'm a geek. What do I add to this again?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. So that is going to be a 21.
Fuck.
And what do I roll? A d4?
Yes. Wait, no, you don't roll the d20 to like heal people. Like that just happens. You just roll the healing dice.
Okay, thank you. That's gonna be a straight up 4.
Okay. Ulrich of the House of Usher, it is your turn. There's one very ragged skeleton.
Oh, sorry, I meant 7 because I forgot to add my wisdom.
I'm full either way. It's fine.
I'm going to fully stand up, point at the last skeleton left, and everybody hears the toll of death as this thing needs to make a wisdom save.
I'm super duper good at that. I crit.
A crit?
I shit you not.
What is happening tonight?
Let me double check if that's half damage or no damage.
I crit once, Adam crit once, she's crit twice. I think you've crit saved twice now. Like,
I've crit saved twice, and I crit Ulrich, I think, once.
That's right.
What's going on?
I told you, these dice know who Daddy is. Good Cthulhu dice.
You point at one creature you can see within range, the sound of a deliver spell, blah, 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 target must succeed. Okay, I think that's no damage in that case.
Unfortunate.
And that's my action.
Okay. Ver, it is your turn.
I'm gonna call it a I don't know, cantrip, kill it again with the cringe mockery. A cringe mockery.
11.
Cringery. 11, nice. That's needs a 15 or more. So I do the damage with Leo. Well, I guess I gotta say something too, but I'll think about that in a little bit. Oh, there's 2 damage.
2 damage?
Yes.
Happy birthday, Adam. The skeleton begins to as bits of bones get blasted off and go flying away, and eventually the whole structure of the skull is compromised until it just collapses in, and the rest of the bones collapse inert to the ground.
It's the death toll. The death toll comes to an end.
As the last skeleton falls, and the din of battle goes quiet, there's a loud scratching in the night, slow and languorous. And you realize, Lord Ulrich, that it is coming from within the coffin.
Oh, God.
I'm going to peek inside the coffin.
As you open the coffin, you see your sister's gentle, reposed body. Her eyes are open, and they shift towards you, almost blind. As from her pale, cold lips, she whispers, and the red light begins to abate. The silver moonlight washes over her, and her head falls back, her eyes close, and she falls back into her gentle repose once more.
I'm going to quickly cast Spare the Dying on her again.
Oh, you don't have to do that. Your spell has reestablished itself. I wouldn't just do that. I'd be like, haha, your sister dead. Nice job, dickface.
So you let her out of her box. Look what happened.
Just want to pick up a horse what's left of the horse's skull. Be like, such a shame. Try and
Well, the way you brutalize this thing, because Amai, if you didn't know what was happening, all your bludgeoning shit was doing double damage to these things.
Yeah.
So what's left of the horse's skull is sort of like that.
That's fine. I'll pick up like some segment of its jaw where like some teeth are still on. It's like I've seen so many wish they could bring back their pets. Such a shame to see it brought back in such a disgusting. Throw the bone into the pile.
Yes, disgusting.
It's disgustingly delicious.
Well, in this fashion.
Yeah. We're like, oh yeah, well, necromancy's gross. Who would do such a thing?
Yeah.
Definitely not the death cleric.
Yeah.
Yeah, about the little ghost that I just cut through. Like, what was that about, man?
It's more the lack of soul, my friend.
Oh no, he's talking about the chill touch disadvantage aura thing.
I was talking more about necromancy.
What do you do now?
We should find Huivn.
Sounds like a good idea.
As you chase in the direction that she went, it doesn't take long to find her. You see her panting, tired, disheveled, streaked with dirt, otherwise unharmed, as this vast field of like spiny thorns extend, and you can see that threaded on these curling spiny vines are skulls and bones and rib cages, and it looks like she basically soloed 15 of these fucking things by herself. Is everyone all right?
Luckily, yeah. Seems like you certainly handled things here.
I'm re-shouldering the coffin on my back as I say, has that phenomena been occurring frequently?
No, that was weird. I've never seen that before. I don't know what happened. Do any of you?
Do I?
You don't.
Do I too?
An Arcana check, let me know.
This
I have
is
no fucking clue.
This is like some sign of the apocalypse shit. You've never seen this before. You've never heard of this happening before. You have no idea what the fuck's going on.
But the apocalypse already happened. Part 2, I'll wreck the Boogaloo.
It is happening again.
I know.
Well, just remember, if this is Breath of the Wild rules, all the enemies have respawned.
I knew somebody was going to make the reference.
You can keep grinding for levels.
Yes, that's all I had to do when I got furloughed during the pandemic was play Breath of the Wild.
You probably made it way farther than I have, unfortunately. I need to sit down and fucking just push my way through it. I didn't get furloughed during the pandemic. I worked retail, so fuck me, right?
Correct.
She sort of looks to each of you furtively in turn. All right, the woods are more dangerous than I thought. We need to get to the circle. Maybe they know what's going on.
I will
I'm all for that.
lead the way.
Okay, so it is currently at past midnight. So I'm going to go ahead and call the session there. 80 XP for everybody.
Yay!
Is it 300 to level 2?
I believe.
Oh, cool.
Wait,
I believe it's 300. You know what, Josh? I still have like the playtest values screwed in my head for some reason, so I still think it's like 250 every time. But I think you're right. I think it is 300.
I was thinking it's 2,000. So
You're thinking of like 3.5.
No, that's Pathfinder. That's not even 3.5. That's mid-tier Pathfinder.
Yeah, level 2 is
80, correct.
level 3 is 9, and level 4 is 2,700. About a third of the way there.
Okay, boys and girls, you know how this happens. Let's vote for that sweet advantage. Or inspiration, that's what it is.
So,
I will vote for Adam for putting on, for thinking he can rip off Daft Punk and I wouldn't know it.
I figured someone would get it, but
oh, we all got it.
I knew what it was.
yeah.
The second you said celebrate or one more time. We're gonna I'm like, yeah, I know where we are.
I actually didn't know that was Daft Punk though. For some reason, I thought it was Pitbull. But I mean, like Pitbull is in half of every song. So Adam for that great performance.
I was gonna do "Fly Away" by the from Panty and Stocking, but I'm like, no, I can't do that high pitched.
Oh, but dude, think of how good it would have been if you had.
No, I don't have the range anymore. I get
It's
my
also
voice
like
back.
hella auto-tuned.
Yeah.
Daestra votes for Adam despite the lower energy in his performance, but it gives him hope for the future. Oh, Adam. Oh, what have you wrought? Adam for channeling his finest for a magic item.
Thanks for the praise. Jay made you cry. I guess that's true. That's
Adam, you might not have a shamisen, but you should at least buy yourself like a little taiko drum.
Just the yeah. Like those.
Kyle, did I get your vote?
I'm gonna vote for Josh because poor man went down, and he has and he's hauling around his sister and running to like he's doing double duty. Like I feel really.
I genuinely appreciate you rolling a character with 7 hit points. That takes balls, and 2, you're basically channeling like Raistlin from Dragonlance. Which, if you don't know, the reason that he was so sickly was because when he was being rolled as a D&D character, they rolled fucking 4 con. So they played him as the super sickly fucking wizard that's almost dead. So I appreciate more than one literary reference in your character.
And it's perfect for him. Yeah. Okay, Mazzy, that's great.
Oh my god, fucking, you want Adam to sing Dango Daikazoku?
I sing it on my free time.
I only know that because of Amai, and yes, it is a very sad song.
Yeah.
Mazzy, one time a vote for Adam. Come on and celebrate.
Thanks, Mazzy.
Adam, where's your vote going?
Going to Cal for help, I guess I would do Cal and Josh for helping the performance, but
pick one.
Who did
it's like
more?
choosing your do it for Cal then for for playing. I guess playing the instrument with me back and back.
Going back to back.
Fred, John Sword, where would you like to cast your vote? Did we explain this house rule to you? I don't know. You might not have any idea what we're doing.
I mean, I think I kind of get the idea.
So basically what happens is I stole this house rule from my buddy Ted, who I haven't spoken to in a long time. I should reach out. Hey, Ted. You'll never see this video, but, thinking of you, buddy. So we were playing New World of Darkness, and at the end of every one of his sessions, you could just vote for who you wanted to get extra XP. Well, XP doesn't quite work like that in D&D, so we vote for inspiration.
Gotcha.
That's funny, Jay.
He finessed that cat out of his fucking item, so yeah, it's Adam.
And Amai, who would you like to vote for?
I'll give it to Fred.
Fred. Okay.
I said I'll give it to Fred for him joining and also for him getting harassed by skeletons all the time.
I was thinking the same thing, Fred. If I had a vote, I would absolutely give it to you for joining. But I do not as Game Master. I must remain impartial. And Daestra, you ask, what is the point? The point is to spread the feel-goods. Because not only do they get mechanical advantage, but we all get to appreciate one another. That's what I'm going with. Adam, I think you have gotten the most votes anyone has ever gotten tonight. Like, you took this fucking running. So, inspiration to you, friend. Did everyone have fun tonight?
Yeah.
All right, I'm super glad. Thank you for being here. I am finally happy I got to, 1, introduce you to Bartholomew, and 2, show you the blood.
Goddamn cat. Hello. Fuck your Khajiits, someone Bartholomew.
Oh, we didn't call him Bartholomew.
Only if you want to lose a limb.
You have a replacement one, so we're fine. Some necromancy magic in there.
Just stick the goblin arm on.
Yeah. Just have a little
spindly, fucking like thin, tiny arm dangling off his shoulder.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite reach. He has to buy all new shirts.
I can play the instrument now.
All right, well, guys, thanks so much for joining me tonight, and especially you guys in chat. Thanks for being here. There's no point in what we do without you guys. You are the reason that we do this. You're the reason we continue to enjoy this. You guys are amazing. Fred, thank you for being here, buddy. Like I wanted you to be here so bad, and I'm so happy that you are, and it means a lot to me. So thank you.
No problem.
Is there anything else that needs to be said before we sign off for the evening?
I think Rory.
Love you, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time for Tubby bye-bye. Time for Tubby bye-bye. We're out.